Cool Monkey official's already in chat. Let's go. I think some progress showcasing is in order. So if anybody, which I know people have seen the recent post, you'll know that Battle Course 4, Mario Circuit 1, and Mario Circuit 2 are all done. But there is one little thing, if you can maybe turn attention to the corner of Mario Circuit 1. So I do want to work on this a little bit in my own time, and I think I'll use that to just kind of do my own thing that's separate from what I'm planning on doing with the streams. But what I have done is I have started Remix Mario Circuit 1 up here. It's also still a work in progress, but I'm going to enjoy that one because it's still relatively close, so it's not really like a huge distance from Mario Circuit 1, but we'll see how things will go in the future, especially considering, well, we have a lot of space. I'm sure we will not run into any problems. Alright, that said, Mario Circuit 2 is all finished over here. Some detailing, the blue pipes, the blue flags. This one's our the blue side. Alright, and then, well, of course, Mario Circuit 3 has not been started yet, but that's fine. And then last night, I outlined Mario Circuit 4, so we can go right into that. Alright. People probably don't exactly know that I decided to start like half an hour or 15 minutes early. But in any case, I'm prepared. I got some drinks. I got some snacks. It's been a while. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, it's been like probably 2 weeks or so. I'm doing okay at the moment. Alright. Right, I still need to grab my map of Mario Circuit 4 out. Once we finish Mario Circuit 4, we will be able to start diving out into the other areas. That said, I realize I have yet to create a poll deciding whether what direction we'll go in for the west side. Because I know I said that the diagonal directions would come after, so far it seems that west is the way people want to see me go. So west it is. But from there we have to see what direction in west we're going to go. Alright, that being said, let's get on some work here in Mario Circuit 4. I've already okay, as you can see, everything is outlined. Hello, Baron. Hello, Goomsalotl. How's it going? Okay, so I am going to need this white terracotta. So let's just do this, because this is our starting line. The Mario Kart music is in the background. So I believe we are all set to go. I don't think I need the blue wool anymore, but I'm too lazy to remove it at the moment. Alright. So once again, we're looking at a pretty chill stream. I also have not added the warp pipes to Mario Circuit 2 yet, so I'll have to remember to do that. I started designing my own map with 40 of my favorite tracks plus 8 battle tracks. That's solid. Again, honestly, when you guys say you have this kind of stuff, I am all game to see it when you guys are ready to show it. So, you know, fire away. Community tabs are all yours. Yeah, no, I was actually thinking like in Minecraft or like with Photoshop what I did initially, but sorry, carrots. All right. Okay, going up. How many light gray pits do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, that's a lot. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, checks out. Mario Circuit 4 is going to be an interesting one, but some of the roads are a little easy because they are literally in line with the walls. Heck, the straightaway that's located right here is literally hugging a wall. Huh. That said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a fat ass road. Because there's like one tile worth of dirt in this whole area. Like from here to like near the edge. Alright, let's stick to one thing at a time. That would be, might as well do this straight away. Unfortunately, yeah, with I actually don't precisely know how to make things more interesting than they kind of aren't. Because honestly, we're just building. All right, let's fill that in. Honestly, I think at some points I'll just wait for people to make comments, and then once people make comments and there's something to talk about, there will be something to talk about. Toiling in the rice fields, I see. Yep. Well, one lone Cubone, aka my brother. Hard at work, you know. As Jack Black said, I yearn for the mines. Was that really a good quote to bring up from the Minecraft movie? Alright, let's get some straightaway going. I don't really... Okay, 3 hours is a lot more than I gave myself last time, but last time it was sharing the spotlight with Sonic. So let's see how much work we can get done in 3 hours. With everything outlined, at least we have like a very clear idea of what's going to be the focus here. But yeah, I honestly would not want to promise that this will get fully finished in the 3 hours that we're going to be at it, but he also had a kangaroo steal his money once. Yeah. Ah, I didn't know Jack Black was in that movie. The kangaroo stole the money. I don't think I've ever seen Kangaroo Jack as a movie. I just saw the commercials for it. Kangaroo Jack, Jack Black. Fair enough. Alright, well played. Alright. So we're gonna go, this edge is gonna go all the way to the second last blue part of the wall. So it's gonna stretch right here. What track are you working on right now? Yeah, Mario Circuit 4. Because according to the poll, we are going to be starting to go west of Mario Circuit, so we're going this direction. But from here, I have to decide, we're going to decide whether or not we're going to go straight west, northwest, or southwest. I forgot to do that poll, so. As for the inner area, this straightaway is going to go, it's going to start going I would say, yeah, right up to like the second red. All right. So now we are basically, oof. Yeah, Mario Circuit 4 is a little bit more of a tricky one to work with. It's a lot twistier. Lot of diagonal curves and all that jazz. But we did Mario Circuit 1, we did Mario Circuit 2. I've done Mario Circuit 3. You can bet your ass I'll do this one. All right. The key to this is using the tiles to see how big specific parts are. So we are looking at roughly 7 patches of dirt from here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is the border of the yellow and yellow and white border we're gonna make. What do you think of the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 edition? I'm intrigued. I think what the biggest thing for me about that trailer is that the Koopalings are doing what I wanted Bowser Jr. to do more of, and that is go freaking wild. All right. So I might bite on that, honestly. There is roughly 4 patches of dirt from up here. 4, which means that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Holy shit, this is a badass curve. Well, I mean, when you're Super Mario Kart, it kind of is warranted. And this is gonna be there. On Friday, I filmed a movie in school, and I included the chip gorilla. Monkey. All right. So let's start by connecting this area. Got my Mario Kart songs back up, but this time we're going right back into order. I started with Bowser's Castle from GBA. There we go. And then this one goes to about the blue, so that's like, it's only like 3 blocks. Did you see Chip, by the way? No, I don't think I did. Whoops. There we go. Honestly, my first week back at work was a pretty big disaster. Stressful, to say the least. This week wasn't as bad, that's why I'm kind of more okay with streaming. But yeah, honestly, getting one more Minecraft stream in before February is pretty ideal. February, I'll be back to my daily recordings and stuff. Watch it on stream. We'll see about that. I'm currently using my phone to actually look at comments. Keep my chat up. Mario Kart Tour really did have like the best, like in my opinion, the best rendition of Sky Garden's music. Like the OG was like obviously really good, especially considering like the classic GBA chiptune was pretty fun. But like Mario Kart Tour's take on that song was phenomenal. Just before I started streaming, I was taking a bit of a nap just to prepare myself, but I was thinking about like where I would rank my favorite, like each Mario Kart in terms of my favorites. I'll tell you right now, I don't know. I honestly was thinking to myself, I'm probably gonna have a lot more controversial opinions about this than, well, just in general. I feel like a lot of my opinions are already controversial. Keep in mind that Mount Wario is one of my least favorite Mario Kart 8 tracks. That alone probably gets me shot. Never mind the fact that Coconut Mall is not the best Mario Kart Wii track in my opinion. Just build the whole of Mario Kart World Mushroom Cup on Epic Edit. Oh, just built the whole of Mario Kart World. Oh, nice. Alright, I think the ideal thing is to do... Okay, so the straight away starts right here. And this is easy because it literally is like right here. So from here we gotta connect it all the way up there. We're gonna have to go like really steep here. Let's do that. Oh yeah. Oof. This is a steep ass climb. Okay. So let's see how we're gonna do this. So we're gonna have to make some of this even longer because this road is a very steep down. So let's see, make that 3. We'll start with 4s. Damn, bro. Mario Circuit 4 really pulling the challenge factor out already. Alright. And then from the inside. Okay, so the road's like exactly 10 blocks wide. And then from the, so it'll go, and then from here it starts, this is where, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is, okay, and then this is how it starts to climb from the inside. Let's see how this is gonna go. I think this part will be a little bit easier in comparison. Straight. Okay. Let's try. How far does it go straight at the top again? Or did I already hit the, I think I already hit the, I'd say I can extend it to the, second yellow. Road work is important. Road work ahead. Yeah, I should hope it does. Okay. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Wait. If at any point I thought this was challenging, wait till I get to the ocean when I have to dig out so much just to start building the water. I wonder, that's going to be a definite place where I'm going to have to learn how to do the fill commands and stuff. And I have to hope that I can get a mastery of, or I have to hope that there's a removal command as well. That GBA music with SNES track building. Oh god, yeah. Honestly, the moment things start elevating, that's when I'm going to start getting a little more intimidated, because that's going to be a lot of filling in and removing. It might, okay, if I can get a handle on the fill command, making the mountain and higher bits of the track might be a little easier. The water's not going to be easy though. But again, I believe that starting with track layouts is important and then building the environment around it. That might make things a little more manageable. But at least we get to start with some more manageable stuff with the flat courses. Mario Circuit, the Mario Circuits are very easy. GBA Mario Circuit will be no problem. Hell, I'd even wager that N64 Mario Raceway won't be that bad. Oop. Cheeseland. Cheese, Gromit. Daisy Blue 4321. Hello, welcome aboard. Alright, so I believe we're already at the wall. Yep. Alright, road's going pretty well so far. That's what I like to do. I like to take it in sections. Basically, finish a turn, fill in the turn. How am I? I'm doing good. How are you? Alright. Let's do the trim here. It's gonna start at this green block over here. Alright. And it's gonna be yellow. And then it's gonna go to about the third green block over here. Yep, right about here. I'm just good. Oh, that's good. Being good is better than being anything less than good. Okay, that's that side. That's pretty good. And I believe there's no trim down here, so let's do some dirt. Did I miss anything? Nope. I've only just started doing building Mario Circuit 4 from Super Mario Kart. I still gotta work on all these SNES Mario circuits for this project so that I can build from there. This giant ass Mario Kart world map is not gonna build itself. Nor is it gonna be easy if I jump from different areas. It's all gotta connect. The more modern, the harder the track is to remake. Yep, that's honest facts. But it makes a lot of sense, obviously, because the the more modern you get, the stronger the consoles are that can play the tracks, so obviously things are just going to get better from there. But, hey. I am going to choose to have faith in my abilities to build. How far that faith goes? Not sure yet, but I won't know until I try. Plus, I feel like this is my footing on YouTube at the moment. Do you play any other games? Yeah, many. I'm mostly a Nintendo player, so a lot of the games I play are either Nintendo games or games on Nintendo platforms. Which is to say, honestly, the only other console I would probably end up playing anything on is an Xbox 360, and that's like a few games at most. In fact, they're both kind of offset by the fact that I have other options, but because like Sonic Generations is one of them, and I have that on the Switch now. The only other game I plan to play on an Xbox 360 would be Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, But that's only because it's the best version of the classic Monkey Ball games. I would wager it's like, I would probably rather go to that one than Banana Mania on the Switch, but I'll probably end up doing both at some point. Nintendo Snow Bros. And then on the other side, I'm pretty sure there's like absolutely no trim on the other side. Yeah, there isn't. So we can like literally just build this whole top corner in if we like right now, which I'm kind of on board with. The more complete it looks, the more satisfied I am by the end of the stream. What other I'm actually like, there are quite a few tracks I'm looking forward to building. Barring the Rainbow Roads, which are still going to be pretty challenging. I'm looking forward, I was looking forward to some of the remix tracks. The Bowser's Castle area, I'm really starting to wonder how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to use a lot of lights. Whoops. Because if that interior is going to be all castle, it's probably going to be dark because there's going to be a roof. I'm going to need to think of some lighting ideas. What are you making? I am currently in the middle, or not in the middle of, but basically starting a giant Mario Kart map in Minecraft. I made a Photoshop image of every single Mario Kart track in the entire series all on one map. And I decided to foolishly task myself with trying to recreate that idea in Minecraft. May have to go for a few minutes. There's a new TW98 video. Hey, fair enough. Hopefully I'll see you later, though. Oh, TDW. Or TWD. Wow, I feel like I do know that guy. I feel like they also do Mario Kart content. Riveting gameplay. Oh crap, I missed. Almost got a little ahead of myself there. Just went too far. Miss me? Oh my goodness, it's here! My rival, the Freezing Baron. If I'm correct, your previous username was Screamer Protector. By the way, new member here on your channel. Well, appreciated. Like I've mentioned, I will be getting back to my regular stuff come February. So, you know, people have just kind of caught me at a time where I took a bit of a break. I usually take January off from recording just to kind of recuperate. But yeah, once February hits, I'll be back into the full swing of things. I stream bi-weekly on Saturdays, and I upload regularly on the weekdays. Alright, looking good so far. All the way. Oh, too far. Way too far, because if I'm correct, there is trim down here. Okay. Yep, scratch that. Let's just put some road here. Okay, so the trim starts basically right here. let's just fill this in. It's not a very long one. And let's just go with that. Most people would probably end up saying skip Mario Circuit for skip Mario Circuit 3 for the sake of giving Mario Circuit 4 some recognition that it freaking deserves. Me, well, I'm just saving the best for last then. The Mario Circuit 3 defender in me is like probably one of my most insane halves of my personality at this point. This man really put Mario Circuit 3 as one of the better tracks of the Booster Course Pass, which is probably an insult to the entire Booster Course Pass. I would wager that for any normal person, Mario Circuit 3 is ranking in the same spot as Toad Circuit. It's hard to really praise the SNES tracks when that's your half of your representation for the Booster Course Pass, but at the same time, like, Bowser Castle 3 carries, and that's insane. I have a lot of insane Mario Kart opinions. At least I think so, because they're very far away from the norms that I see on a lot of from a lot of other people. I regret nothing, though. I am actually proud of my weird-ass opinions. My apartment is so dry. Once I finish this dirt area, we'll continue on with the road, but honestly, having this whole corner done is pretty good. Definitely going to be another big track to make, but honestly, getting all of this done within like 40 minutes is not bad. I'll give myself props for that. Do you need any custom graphics for streams? I'm a digital artist and I create all that stuff with minimum charges. Not at the moment, but I appreciate the offer. My banner that I did for that I have for my YouTube channel was actually done by a good friend of mine, so that's all in set. And to be frankly honest, some of the images I've currently got for the stream, like, I gotta be right back, and the stream starting soon one is just a funny little gag that I used at one point. So it was like really funny. Well, I thought it was funny then. It's just Paper Mario with a dumbass Patrick sitting there with a board nailed to his head. So I'm pretty set on this stuff for the moment, but I appreciate the offer. Still though, I've said this a lot, and I said, because I have a lot of friends who are digital artists, but I have mad respect for digital artists. I myself am more of a traditional artist. My stuff is all pencil and sketch paper, and even then it's not like professional sketching, it's just pencil outline and then pencil crayon color. So I call myself an artist, but art is all in the eyes of the beholder, so whether I am or am not, it really just depends on who's looking. The most digital experience I have is just working on Photoshop. Cool Monkey Official is back. Welcome, my friend. I'm gonna need to crack open a drink soon because my throat is dry and I'm thirsty. And honestly, I'm feeling that great crush in my hand. Oh yeah, that hits the spot. All right. Watching me goof up some of the placements in real time. Jackson's channel's take on Mario Circuit 1 was very impressive. Like, honestly, that almost puts mine to shame. But at the same time, it's like, I'm going for a much more close to original approach. Well, that guy's clearly going for a much more, like, altered version, which I respect. Like, that is a Mario Circuit 1 that looks really impressive. Alright, so this is gonna go all the way to, I would say, about here. Let's make it easy. And then on the other end, it's gonna stop right at about the entrance to the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, this is also relatively simple because it's just gonna straighten out for a little bit before turning. But spots that are just completely surrounded by the walls are pretty easy to take care of. Hope everyone else is enjoying building, assuming they are. I'm kind of interested that I've managed to create this kind of community, but I'm also glad that I created this kind of community for myself. Because Mario Kart is among one of my favorite things to talk about in general. So once this map gets further into completion, and by that I mean literally just make it look impressive to any degree, I would like to show to some people. I do have a few people I have in mind to show this to. Okay. Honestly, if anybody here does have people they know who would be interested in seeing this, share it. I think that's another thing. I have to promote it with others to hopefully get some traction. Okay, so I would say roughly around right here. So that's, I think, about, yeah, 5 patches of dirt. And then the road is going to start right here. So it's just got to connect all the way down here, which should be really easy. Like so. As for here, the other side of the road starts to straighten out that third yellow. Didn't mean to dig that deep. Jackson channels MC1 is far from what I could do. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to sell myself short. I believe if I tried, I might be able to achieve something like that, but I haven't shown it, so I'm not gonna count my chickens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna guess that's gonna be. I'm pretty sure it's the same amount of road, to be honest. Honestly, yeah, let's just do that. I honestly am very excited to see what that person comes up with for the other tracks. I want to see how they design Donut Plains one. Again, I'm not sure how many people have officially started making their own Minecraft Mario Kart maps as a result of me. But if I did start that trend, hell, I'll be proud of that. Yeah, I do believe that this Mario Kart map business is kind of like my big thing. It's like, I feel like I have started this. I have yet to see anybody else do it on YouTube, and while I have a hard time believing that I myself can be the only one to start this idea, because no doubt about it, there has to be other people who have at least come up with the idea, but maybe I'm just the first person to share it. I'll take it either way. Build. Sunset Wilds. That's another one I'm excited to build. Well, again, considering that the Mesa / desert area is pretty southwest from the Mario Circuit Zone, that's a possibility. But I'm wondering where do people want to go from the west? Like, a solid, out of 23 people, a solid amount of them voted for west, so it makes me wonder where we're going to go from there. Alright. We'll ignore the trim for now. Let's do the road first. So it's going to go straight... Oh, right in between. Yeah, so I'm going to go to the first blue. Because I'll admit, some of the road does not tile line up perfectly. That is not concrete. So I just kind of have to take shots in the dark with some of this. But honestly, it's not like it matters too much. It's still turning out pretty damn good. Still says he'll build road, continues with dirt. I like it so far. He's good. Alright. On the other end... Oh, that lines up perfectly with the second red wall just below the blue one. Yep. So that's about as straight as it's gonna go for here. And then it's gonna just start going right diagonal, and then it's gonna curve at the top. So let's get ready. Do not destroy road, please. Honestly, love the progress. Yeah, I do too. This is good. This is honestly quite solid. I was actually just about to say, what Jackson's channel's doing with with the Mario Kart tracks is like really reminiscent about how it's like, what was I thinking? I actually have no idea. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, it definitely has a custom track vibe to it. Like, that's the kind of stuff people would do with custom tracks. Alright. So I'm looking at the top straightaway, and I'm going to take a shot and say that's 2 patches of dirt and the trim. I am like 100% square on with that one. So from right here, literally right here, 2 patches of dirt, and the trim starts at the second green. So let's use that as an indicator. And it looks like it's like exactly 3 patches of dirt at the top as well. Once again, square on. And I'll start the straight at the red, which would be right here. So this is where the road's gonna start going straight for the top area. But I still need to connect it. Like so. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing right here is we're going to be like making a crisp like V or backwards 7 turn. That's going to go straight for like maybe that long. Let's just do that. Yeah. Alright, so this is going to pretty much just go diagonal until it reaches a point where we can just maybe do a few 2s. Perfect. Perfect. As for the other side, because it's wider, that looks to be about, yeah, 3 patches of dirt from this yellow wall. Yeah. Okay, and then that's going to stretch up and say to, yeah, about there. Just straight up to the green. All right, and then we'll start connecting this. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. And then pretty much the same deal. It's just gonna do well, it is gonna be a little wider there. Yeah, honestly, I think it's roughly about the opposite. So we'll just do maybe 3 of these, and then this should completely connect. If not, then we can do 1 set. Oh yeah. Okay, so. Yep, that works. Nice. That's solid. Looking good. I love reimagined layouts. I'm a bit mixed on them. It really depends. Sky Garden and Tour? No. If you keep the original layout but add elevation and other features, I'm completely okay with that. Bowser Castle 4 is a pretty solid example of something Bowser Castle, SNES Bowser Castle 3 and GBA Bowser Castle 4, especially Bowser Castle 3, is a very good example of a reimagined layout that really works out. And Bowser Castle 4 is also a pretty solid example. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller and there are a lot more simplified areas, but it does generally keep the same shape and almost the same size as a result. In fact, the size definitely, because keep in mind that in Tour, Bowser Castle 4 was 1 lap, 2 sections, which, yeah, for Tour, I understand. But had they ported that over to 8 Deluxe, Bro, they have to have kept that 3 laps or 2 laps at best. Ain't no way that course is going to be in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, okay, I think that if they did add it to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we wouldn't have to worry, because keep in mind that Wii's Rainbow Road was still 3 laps regardless of its length. So I have faith. I almost kind of wanted to see... Okay. Honestly, if I were to shuffle around a few GBA tracks from the Booster Course Pass, because don't get me wrong, the GBA picks were largely pretty damn good. I finished the world map. Yeah, I'm down to see it if you're ready to show it. Cool Monkey Official, not the ones that nerfed the layout to the point where it's a snooze fest. Yeah, facts. Again, Sky Garden just got butchered. But yeah, as I was saying, in terms of the GBA picks for the Booster Course Pass, none of them were inherently bad. Sky Garden would have been better if it just kept its original layout. The problem's not its presence, it was its changes. But as a result of those changes, I would 100% shift it out. Out of the ones that they chose, I would keep Sunset Wilds and I would keep Snowland and Boo Lake. But I would probably change out... So what I would do is I would move Snowland to Wave... No, Boo Lake to Wave... Snowland to Wave 1. Let's roll with the assumption that Wave 1's visuals didn't suck. I would put Boo Lake in Wave 2. And I would put GBA Bowser Castle 4 in Wave 3. And I would have... It would be tricky because I would want that to follow up 3DS Rainbow Road. But that would mean that 2 tour courses had to go back to back, but... Who cares? We've already gotten to a point where cups can have the same tracks in them, so who cares? Or cups can have the same game tracks in there, you know what I mean. Alright. Yeah, and then the only other change I would have done was I would have replaced Riverside Park with Lakeside Park. Honestly, even if you took the layout change of Lakeside Park, it would be roughly about as easy or as hard as Riverside, so it wouldn't make that much of a difference. Okay. Second red is where this trim will start. And this goes to... I would say about where that blue is. Let's say right, yeah, here. Honestly, there's subtle little changes, but I kind of like the little changes I'm making to this. Like, the colored trim and the focus on different colors for each Mario circuit. Ooh, I just realized, if we go down a little bit, I can connect it to Mario Circuit 1 early. I'm gonna keep that in mind. In fact, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna complete this straight away. So it's going to go straight up until this red wall right here. Enhance. Oh, that's okay. I was gonna break that anyway. I look at the Booster Course Pass, but now that we have Mario Kart World, some of the tracks that I would have put into the Booster Course Pass can now, like, safely be ignored. Like, 3DS Wario Shipyard and Shy Guy Bazaar are 2 tracks I probably would have put into the Booster Course Pass instead of 2 others that did make it. specifically Rock Mountain and Toad Circuit. But we've got both of those in Worlds, so it's like, does it really need to be changed at this point? That said, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still more impressive than Worlds, so I don't know what else you want me to do about that. All right, how many light grays are we dealing with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, break her down, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, play that one about falling down the stairs. Sure thing. I love it. Goomsalala, are you gonna post it in the community? Yeah, please. Honestly, dude, if you could, I would. Or, if you could, that would be awesome because I want to see what you're cooking over there. If there's one thing I kind of don't like about Mario Kart, well, okay, not don't like about Mario Kart Tour, because I actually very much like Mario Kart Tour, it's that it kind of bloats the number of tracks that never reappeared before outside of the console games that people are actually going to focus on. Keep in mind that the entirety of Mario Kart 7 is in that game except for 2 tracks. So every single Mario Kart 7 track, other than the Woohoo tracks, and 2 of the ones that were also in Mario Kart 8, being Music Park and oh wait, wait. DK Jungle, that's the other one. And I'm talking base Mario Kart 8. Like the entirety of Mushroom Cup, and like 75% of every other track is in Mario Kart Tour. So that kind of like bloated those tracks from having a proper reappearance in a console game. So that does kind of screw the system up, but at the same time, given the fact that Mario Kart 8's base DLC also started bringing back tracks that had already returned, yeah, we were bound to reach this point of we're reusing tracks really fast. If I can, I will. I'm not sure how to do it, but it's also a bit messy because it's on paper, but I would love to share it. You do you, man. No pressure, of course. Okay, so that's gonna curve right away on this end, but so the exit's gonna be roughly around here, and it's gonna go right to Mario Circuit 1, and it's gonna try to merge very well into this road right here. So that, well, this could be a full 4-section looping track. I just want to go over it. So, starting at Mario Circuit 1, lap 1 would go right all the way around before heading into Mario Circuit 2. And then once you reach the starting line here, this would be one full lap. And then instead of going back to the finish, you would go right into Mario Circuit 3, which would be a full lap. And then from Mario Circuit 3, you would head into Mario Circuit 4, which would be another full lap. And then I would guess that you could either go straight to the finish line of Mario Circuit 4, or go back to Mario Circuit 1 and end there, but maybe what it would do is it would just do Mario Circuit 4 before, and as it's like you're watching just the demo after you finish a race, it would start going back and around. I don't know, world map stuff. You could just have fun there too. All right, everyone's favorite moment, dirt. Lots more dirt to fill in. All right, it's been like an hour and 10 minutes. So. No, actually about an hour and 5 minutes. I mean, pretty solid in terms of what I've done in progress. I'd say we're about 1/3 of the way through Mario Circuit 4. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure where the halfway point of this track would be. People are complaining that Mario Kart World only has 32 tracks, but remember Mario Kart 8 used to have 48. It was just DLC that made it that bigger number bigger. Yes, I think the problem is that the base game had 32 tracks. Like, don't get me wrong. It would have been... Okay, no, you know what? I think the thing is, we've reached a point where the base game could have more tracks to start off with. Yes, the base of Mario Kart 8 had 32 tracks. Also, Mario Kart World technically has 30. 31 if we want to get really, really technical, because who's counting paperclip version of Peach Stadium as a track? As a Grand Prix ender, let's not kid ourselves. Booster, like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe pushed the boundaries with the Booster Course Pass. And I think that's the problem. It showed that many tracks can exist on one game. And if this Switch 2 is your new, more powerful console, what exactly is the excuse that you couldn't have more tracks in the base game? I get the world map idea might have kind of, like, interrupted that, but... I mean, I think at that point, I would much rather just see more tracks with the individual format than you guys trying to go right back to the drawing board and basically reboot everything. That's just me, though. Again, I've said it before, but, like, I feel like it's fine to think that you've perfected a formula, but you have to understand that if you quote-unquote perfect a formula, you're gonna start, your idea after that is to start from scratch, and after you've already made something really amazing, you're gonna receive a little bit of backlash for going back to square one on a brand new idea, and just kind of moving on from something that worked very well. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was probably a perfected classic Mario Kart. The issue is that after like 10 years of waiting for a new Mario Kart, people actually kind of just wanted to see another Mario Kart that was the same thing, just built upon even more. Think about it. Mario Kart 8, or a new Mario Kart in the same vein as Mario Kart 8, could have had a base track total of like maybe 60. 64. I'm going to start working on Mario Circuit 2, so I was wondering where you got your reference image so I can use it too. Again, Super Mario Wiki, if you go onto there and look up each individual, the tracks, under their map, under their info box where the map is, you'll be able to find all the maps that they use. And there is an overview of the, like the full tile set overview of the SNES maps in there. That's what I used. Again, I don't know about the SNES tracks, I'm pretty sure I was the one who uploaded, now I'm curious again. They might have been re-uploaded by other people, but I was the person to originally upload the SNES maps onto Mario Wiki. That is something I take with pride, I shall have you know. Let's see. Did I upload the SNES maps? Let me look up Mario Circuit 2 for you. Okay, thanks. Yep, not a problem, bud. Course map. Yep, that's me. I was indeed the one. I was not the one to upload the Super Circuit version, though. I guess someone else did that on my behalf because I didn't do it there. I think the only reason why I did that a long time ago, like years ago. And I think my focus was only to include one version of each map, but I guess due to the completion nature of Mario Wiki, they decided to upload the other versions as well. I was gonna look up something else, but now I completely forget. Oh yeah. I should probably not get too distracted here. Yeah, that's fine. All right, back to it. Lakeside Park's another track I'm pretty excited to make. The thing I do have to remember is that even if they aren't as fully detailed in comparison to other tracks, N64 tracks are still very big. I actually did something fun. I decided to rearrange the Mario Kart 64 tracks based on their length. So the Mushroom Cup is all the shortest tracks, while the Special Cup is all the longest tracks, because they are listed, their length is listed in-game. And I think it's amazing what actually ends up happening with that. I'm going to start with this. Only 2 tracks stay in their same position. And one of them is obvious and the other is less obvious. Obvious one is Rainbow Road. It's the longest track in the game, so it stays at the end of Special Cup. But the other one that doesn't move from its position, because every other track does, is Frappe Snowland. It stays as the second course of the Flower Cup. I'm going to get that up, actually. That's another thing I want to share. And I think there are some other crazy things about rearranging the tracks based on their length. So, the Mushroom Cup. If we ordered the tracks, this is from shortest to longest. The Mushroom Cup would begin with Moo Moo Farm. The second track would be Mario Raceway. The third track would be Choco Mountain. I want you to take that into consideration. We have 2 Flower Cup courses that are shorter than all 3 of the other Mushroom Cup courses. And then the 4th track of the Mushroom Cup would be Koopa Troopa Beach. Which is pretty wild when I think about it. The Flower Cup would start with Luigi Raceway, believe it or not. While the track layouts aren't hard, they are still longer than other tracks. So Flower Cup would start with Luigi Raceway. The second course would remain Frappe Snowland. The third track would be Calamari Desert. And the 4th track would be Banshee Boardwalk. That's another wild one in my opinion. It should also be noted that the Special Cup only contains 1 Special Cup course. The Star Cup starts with Sherbet Land. The second course is N64 Yoshi Valley. The third course is Bowser's Castle. And the 4th course is DK's Jungle Parkway. Now, this is where I think the most insane thing is, because other than like Choco Mountain and Banshee Boardwalk being far lower than their original placements, Nothing's crazier than the fact that Toad's Turnpike is the opener to the Special Cup. Somehow, that figure 8 is a giant figure 8. So, yeah, Special Cup would open up with Toad's Turnpike. Second would be Royal Raceway. Third would be Wario Stadium. And fourth would be Rainbow Road. If we were to lay them out in terms of their length, yeah, N64 Wario Stadium is the follow-up to Rainbow Road. That's nuts. And I love it. Okay. So, this road's going to go straight on the top, right up to about the third green. Third wall, right here. Yep, right here. I'm gonna have to remember trim. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. This is why I don't do that. An honest day's work is a good day's work. And then on the bottom, it's going to stretch out to right about here. That's nice and easy. Once again, there's going to be the trims, so let's just quickly do this because they're small and easy. We're giving Mario Circuit 4 some love here, guys. It deserves it. The only Mario Circuit from SNES that yet got remade. Nintendo, you're mean. Also, that's too far. That's supposed to be the track. That's not supposed to be the track itself. Honestly, if they had put Mario Circuit 4 with the other Mario Circuits for, that's also wrong. For the Switch, or Mario Circuit in World, I think that would have been one of the best tracks in the game. And no, I'm not going to go back on that. All 4 Mario Circuits in one track would have been wild, and I'm embarrassed on their behalf that they didn't do that. They shot that track down so bad again. Mario Circuit 4 is the better Mario Circuit 3. In all fairness, you have a valid point. The shapes are very, very similar. Just mirrored. Honestly, Mario Circuit 4 earns a little bit more points in my book for being that one forgotten Mario Circuit. Think Underdog Story. That's what Mario Circuit 4 is, the underdog of Mario Circuits, and one of the underdogs of Super Mario Kart in general. Now, granted, the if Bowser's Castle 3 didn't come back in Tour and 8 Deluxe, then the Bowser's Castles in general would have been the underdogs, because they would have been the only ones without one to return at all. But one did. So Bowser Castle 1 and 2, Ghost Valley 3, Koopa Beach 1, and Mario Circuit 4 are the only ones left. Alright, so from first blue is where this trim starts. What color did I end off over here? Yellow? Yeah, that actually works. And then it would go to the second yellow burst right near the where it stops, where the straightaway stops. So right about here. I still like Mario Circuit 3 the most, but, like, if Mario Circuit 2 and 3 have an advantage, and it's an unfair advantage. They've come back before. Poor Mario, Mario Circuit 4 needs to come back again so that it can get that chance to shine. I'm going to be 100% honest. If we don't get close to finished, like if we don't get done in general, we'll get really close to finishing this track. Especially if we go till 8 o'clock. Because like this straightaway area right here is actually going to be really easy to make. Because there's no off-road there. Except for like one line of dirt. Oh, and it goes straight right here? Oh, bro, we've got our work cut out for us. So that straight's going to start right at the opening to this green area, this green wall. And I'm willing to bet that that's roughly 3 blocks of dirt and then the trim. And then the trim's going to be right here. But just to be 100% certain, that's the wrong direction. Man, I would love Yoshi Desert to come back again too. It coming back in Tour was already a pretty big W for me. Yep, that's 3 dirt and the trim. Yeah, Yoshi Desert in Mario Kart Tour was a big W for me. That's cutting it very close. Yeah, the trim's, that's a little... Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. Because we don't want to make it too close to the wall. It doesn't need to be that close. Eesh. Yeah, that cuts it pretty damn close. Oh well. Creative liberties, am I right? I don't see anything wrong with that. Oh, right. That wasn't the, it wasn't even the road spot. It's supposed to start here. Okay, that changes a thing or two. Yeah, let's just do that. I forgot, this is supposed to be the trim. There we go. And we'll do a quickie fill-in with our paint bucket tool. Lamau art joke. Yeah, I just said Lamau out loud. Bender, you said wink wink out loud. No, I didn't. Raise middle finger. Layout changes weren't bad. Which track was I talking about when when you sent that? Right, and this is supposed to extend all the way here. Alright, and then... that looks a little skinnier, but I could be completely wrong based on how it's laid out. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, it is skinnier. It's by like 1 block. It's like this one's 9. This road's 9 blocks long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it stretches up all the way. Yeah, I guess right about here. Yeah, we can go one more. We did on the other side. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. All right, fill this in. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, I'm gonna take off my sweater first. It's a little warm in here. Grab a carrot for a snack. Bugs Bunny misleading the entire world by making us believe carrots were okay for rabbits, but they're not. Good job, Bugs. Schooly Wabbit. Yeah, once I start my regular stream, my regular schedule, I do have to prioritize the other games as well. So Minecraft will have to probably be reduced down to once a month. And that'll depend, like that'll fit in, like if people would rather see me do this than to play online and racing games, by all means, we'll do this. I don't know if I want to hold a poll every month to decide that, but I might. I might have to, especially if I want to appeal to what people want to see. At the same time, I can also make my own show choices. I do have a very solid plan on what we're going to do for the game streams going forward. Once Metroid Prime is done, I know exactly the line of games I want to do, like the next 3 games I want to do. I will make a post about this when I post my stream schedule, or I guess my schedule in general for February. The only thing I haven't really gotten to is what I'm going to do after Mario Galaxy. We'll have to see. I would like to also see how far we are into Mario Party, because once Mario Party's done, that means the backlog breakthrough begins. Oh, Yoshi Desert. Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. Yeah, the layout change wasn't bad, actually. No, it was quite good. Like, it still kept the majority of the shape. It was just a lot less extreme with its turns. But I think the Oasis bits were really well implemented. And it was overall still pretty faithful. Yeah, no, Yoshi Desert was definitely one of my favorite returns in Tour. Yeah, so first, actually no, I think doing the Mario and Sonic games at the first week of February does very well for, because ideally speaking, if I can finish up Mario Galaxy around the same time I finish up Mario Party, that means I can start a really clean slate on a schedule. I just have to find out what game I'm going to play. But I think my plan is to at least once or twice a month, depending on how many full weeks I have, I'm going to commit at least 1 or 2 weeks to like a free idea of spin-offs or other themed things like that, whilst focusing on a full game playthrough in the rest of the weeks. All right, this straightaway, ooh, it's a long one. Let's go. It's gonna stretch all the way down to that huge section of red. that's about 5 blocks in. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, that's huge. Big one. That's big, big straightaway, baby. I myself am quite excited for my backlog breakthrough idea. All right, and then this, on the other side, it's gonna stretch out to exactly this green block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We will leave to go eat dinner, but I will return. All right, see you then. I hope you enjoy your food. All right, big old straightaway. And the best part is no light gray bits, but this straightaway will. Yeah, for my I think the first game after Mario Galaxy is a game that I'm gonna pick. I just have to figure out what game I want to play. I did a Sonic game. So at least I've broken away from the Mario and Pokemon consistency. But I gotta find another one to play. I don't really think I want to go right back to Mario just yet. Because I'm literally just doing I literally just did Galaxy twice. So I'll have to look through my game that's another thing. I have to look through my library of games and start ordering out what's going to be for what. What I'm going to label as normal playthroughs, what I'm going to label as stream playthroughs, and what I'm going to label as free week playthroughs. So, yeah, I'm very excited to do the Winter Olympics though, because frick, I love those games. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games all the way to the Sochi Winter Olympic Games were some of my favorites. That's roughly 3 games, but don't get me wrong, the Rio games were good too. All right. So this straightaway is going to start literally right here. And I am correct when I said that that is 1 block of dirt long. So, and then the other side, the straightaway starts right at the yellow. This one will be a little easier because it starts right. This one is completely in line with this wall. That said, that's light gray. All right. So that's that. All right, I don't believe connecting this would be that hard. Like so. Let's see. Wow, really easy. Bam. I am good at what I do. I'm saying that about SNES tracks. Let's be 100% honest. The real test of skill is when I come to build anything else. Aside from the GBA tracks. That's going to be another one where it's just going to be like, hey, bro can follow a map. Congratulations. I never know when to give myself credit for a talent. Double Dash is so iconic, yet for some reason it doesn't click with me as much in the modern day. I remember playing it a lot when I was younger, to the point where I would be able to like memorize the sound effects. Not sure what happened. Alright, and this is where the trim starts. And this is where it starts. So it ended off on yellow up there. So let's do white. Alright. Now for another round of dirt. This is a vitally important part because it makes the track look more complete. Whoops. Once I've filled in this dirt, I'm gonna take another bird's eye view. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm proud of this one. Even though it's literally the same as the other like 2 Mario circuits I've already done. This one's Mario Circuit 4. It's the Forgotten Child. And then, yeah, I can pretty much safely do all this, too. And there's no trim on this side, so nothing to worry about there. I will definitely keep doing decorations off screen because I think that like decor and background should be handled as outside of stream work. Oh, I'll keep this to the actual track building. Again, this project is too big to limit to just streams. I would say we're like roughly 50% done. I would actually say if once I got this straightaway done, it would be 50%. But that's looking like a pretty nice top half. Okay, so let's tackle this giant straightaway. It's gonna go straight all the way until this yellow right here. All right, tear her down. Once again, nature activists hate me. That being said, straight's gonna cut about let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. At least the off-road will be really easy on this one. Literally just one line of dirt. Get it together, man. Oh, I'm on this side. All right. So, oof, a lot of light gray. Light gray bits end at the second yellow part. So right here. That makes things a little bit easier just to keep track of. Which means all this is dark gray. Perfect. All right. Outlined. Now let's go. Definitely a lot more quiet than the last few streams. But I think that's because some people are building, some people are just kind of stepping out. It's okay. I do feel like I work a little bit faster when I'm quiet, but I understand this is also a stream. I can't just be quiet the entire time. All right, that was easy. right. Now, yeah, train starts here. Yeah, not very much checks out on the map as well. Bam. Easy. Now this is where things are going to start getting a little different because the rogue gets very skinny here. So that's looking to be, yeah, 3 patches of dirt plus the trim. Well, 2 patches of dirt plus the trim closer to the green. But from last red here, 3. This is going to go straight up to the green. And the trim's going to start here. So let's see. All right, I'm going to have to step out. The fire alarm is going off in my building. So I will be back. Hopefully. right. Don't worry, everybody. I'm okay. Yeah, it was this. We've had this issue before, but everything is okay. I appreciate anybody who was still in the chat while this whole ordeal was even happening. All right. Let's get back at it. So, this is going to be a little awkward because this has to be trim. There's also got to be a bit of dirt. Yeah, let's just roll with it, honestly. Wait, you know what? Let's just do that. I'm gonna do that. Actually, no. We can do that. That should do, yeah. It's a pretty simple U-turn. It's the other side that's going to be complicated. Alright, and then the trim on this side ended off on a white. Whoops, that was not the one. Yeah, a bit of a cramped little area here, but man, we're just following the map, guys. Whoops, too far, man. All right. Oh my goodness, this turn is fat. All right. So I'm going to say it's about right about here. Hey, bird. All right. And then, whoops. Oof, we're gonna need one more. There we go. Because yeah, this is a big turn. And then it's going to do a little bit of a straight around that last blue right here. And that looks to be about one patch of dirt and then trim. And that's going to stretch all the way over to, I'd say roughly the first yellow. Oh, that was, wait, no, not here, not here. It was here. What am I doing? All right. And then pretty much the same thing, honestly. Perfect. There we go. And then it's just going to start getting really thin. Okay, there's a straightaway, so I can now gauge how many blocks it's going to be, the road's going to be on this little skinny part. When you take this in the context of Super Mario Kart, yeah, this track was pretty challenging. With the turning not being a really good aspect of the game, these skinny roads are a problem. And just gets another fast turn over here. Yeah, we're making pretty solid progress. Okay. So I'm going to say it straightens out at roughly around, that's like 2 dirt blocks. So right here. Oops. And then, okay, so that's going to need to be even longer, honestly. Because if the straight end's here, there, that's perfect. That's literally perfect, just 15. And then on the other end, it's going to start at about that yellow block. Right here. Now I just need to figure out how long that is. Wrong direction. I want to guess that that's like roughly about 6 blocks or so. Maybe 5. Yep, that's 5. So from here, 1, 2, 4, 5. So theoretically, if we just keep doing this for a little bit. Okay, maybe not that big at this point. Let's try 3. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we do need to go a little bit longer in some places. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, I guess. Sure. Yeah, passable. Let's roll with it. What are those little like stutters when I start running? That's weird. Oh, Draconic Games. Do you worry that the map will cause the game to lag? Yeah, that I guess could be a possibility. That might be what that is. Honestly, that feels like a problem I'll start worrying about when it becomes a problem. If it starts to become a problem, then we'll have to work around it from there. But in all fairness, the other map that I have doesn't lag as much. Yeah, that is very weird. You know what? I'm gonna try. This might require some loading bits because of the fact that I'm exiting out the Mario texture pack. You can't die, but villagers can. Have you tried swimming in lava? It's like sinking into a warm bath. Just don't try it in survival mode. Crossbows need ammo. Add some arrows to your inventory before going hunting. I do like the sense of humor that this has. Seeking a little more danger? Survival mode has plenty. Like what you see, use the pick block button to start building with whatever you're looking at. Yes, even mobs. I can build with mobs? I like the Super Mario map, by the way. That was really cool. Combine flint and steel with the TNT block for explosive results. Correct. There we go. That did fix the problem. All right. Okay. So I would say that the trim starts around here. And where's it gonna end? Right about here. There we go. Not there. Ooh, Spike the Chespin, welcome. I remember saying this before, I'll say it again. Why on earth does Nintendo refuse to acknowledge Mario Circuit 4? It's a very good question. That's the question I think we're all asking. I know SNES tracks aren't exactly the peak popularity of Mario Kart tracks in general, but if Bowser Castle 3 is any indication, it's that they can go hard when you put the right amount of work into them. I was also saying earlier in the stream that Mario, if they had combined all 4 Mario circuits into one track per world, that probably would have been one of the best tracks in the game. That's honestly what they should do going forward for SNES tracks. It's such a good idea. And Goomzalotl, what do you think of the Donkey Kong Returns update? I didn't play. I actually have never played Donkey Kong Country Returns. I have played Tropical Freeze, but I never played Returns. I care premise, to put it lightly. But Tropical Freeze, you can guarantee that that game will be on this channel at some point. Maybe that could be my next game on my list. I mean, it's not Mario. It's Mario adjacent. But yeah, no, like Mario Circuit 4 really needs some proper attention. I am genuinely, like, it's honestly still, like, it's kind of weird to think that for me personally, Mario Circuit 4 is maybe, like, on par with what other people were hoping to see from, like, Toad's Factory. Like, everyone wants that track to come back. It's like, bro, I'm sitting here wanting Mario Circuit 4 to come back. What do you think is worse, Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom? Okay, funny thing about that question is I've never played Sonic 06, but I have played Sonic Boom. The craziest thing is that I want to play Sonic 06, but I own Sonic Boom and I started playing it and I just could not finish it. I just couldn't. Honestly, I don't know if it was because the game had such terrible reviews or if it was the fact that I just had no idea what was going on. But I never got around to finishing either version of the game. And I heard that the 3DS version wasn't even terrible. But like, it almost like wasn't like, it felt like Sonic Boom was an attempt at making an open world Sonic game before open worlds were really that big. But I actually want to play Sonic 06 because at least that game is a mess of a game that has like an infamous legacy behind it. Sonic Boom apparently just sucks, and there isn't even anything funny to redeem out of it. So, checkmate, Sega, your move. Pretty sure Big Red Button almost went out of business for that one. But yeah, I think it answers itself when, despite the fact that you've played one but not the other, but you want to play the one that's quote-unquote worse, I think that says a lot. Alright. So this road's going to stretch from this blue all the way to, I'd say, the second green here. Oh, and there's trim, so that's gonna go. The trim starts at the first yellow. Hey, look, ramps. We can use these as ramps. That's funny. That's funny. That is such good example of we are struggling to find dialogue for our video game. Kind of ironic because the Sonic Boom show is the exact opposite in terms of comedy. Yeah, I heard that the Sonic Boom show was actually phenomenal, or at least really good. Keep in mind, like, I think the one thing that didn't sit right with me in particular was the fact that Knuckles was portrayed as a complete bonehead, which isn't really in Knuckles' character when you really think about it. Like, he's always been a stoic, somewhat naive, but dutiful guardian. And in Sonic Boom, he's just the comic relief dumbass. It hurts his character, but at least it wasn't permanent, so it's forgivable. Danger's my middle name. I thought your middle name was The. But there was also some points where Knuckles was, like, really insightful. Apparently he's, like... apparently he had that one feminist comment that he made from Amy, and everyone was just looking at him in, like, astonishment. I don't know the context of that though. That's the problem. But I heard that one was like really funny. Real talk, is Styx gonna return for any other game? Because like she wasn't a bad character, was she? I think it's a little weird that Styx is exclusive to the 3DS version of the game. Was she even in the Wii U version? I feel like a actual playthrough of Sonic Boom is in order for this channel. Well, actually, it's going to have to be because it's a part of it. I own it. Backlog breakthrough and all that. I guess I'm going to have to play that game eventually. I have no mercy. I work in the fast food industry. Truer words have never been spoken. In the fast food industry, it's kill or be killed. That is looking really nice so far. Styx was mentioned in Sonic Frontiers, so maybe we'll see her again soon. Yeah. Marine over Styx. Yeah, fair enough, honestly. I don't even know Marine, and I kind of like her more. I like her design more. I have a question. How did Silver and Blaze become super affiliated with each other? Isn't Silver from the future and Blaze from another dimension? How did that pairing happen? As far as I'm concerned, they had some strong connections in Sonic 06. But that's about as much as I might know. Alright. So from here, 2 blocks of dirt and the trim, and then road. Alright, this is going to be tricky. Oh, yeah, whatever. Nope, that's going to need one more. Maybe 2. Maybe 3. Yeah, that works. Now for the other side. Alright, and then on the other end, I'm going to say, let's just make it easy and start the straight from the red, which I believe is this one. And that's looking to be 6 patches of dirt. Oops. Alright, and then, yeah, let's do that. Eyeballing that. I think that's good. Damn it! Off by 1 again. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. A little awkward, but I'd say that's pretty good. Alright. say that's, yeah, like that. Alright, so that's all the road for here. Yeah, with my backlog breakthrough, I'm going to be bringing back some playthroughs I did on Three Dorks, and that includes Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, so congrats. The Chow are not done. I'm not going to 100% the game, obviously, but we will be seeing whatever I did on the GameCube version of the games from those streams. Death, Marnie, Tango Jr., Buddy. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll see them evolve throughout the course of the playthrough. Because Marnie reincarnated, so did Buddy, and Death hasn't evolved yet, so we'll have to get him in there. I am still working on the modded Chow Garden episode. I really need, like, that's going to take a while, unfortunately. And I don't think there's any possible way I can make it go any faster. Well, I mean, there might be. Like, I'm going to try to cut some unneeded footage that I don't feel like accomplishes anything, and that might lower the amount of footage that I have to edit, but it's still going to be a lot of work. I am going to go to 8 o'clock today. I know, unfortunately, that alarm kind of took away a bit of time, but 'tis how it goes. But let's see how far we can get into this within the next 40 minutes. We're, like, I would say we're, like, pretty much, like, 2/3 of the way done. All that's left is this area here, and then we're good. But all in all, very nice. Very accurate, too. I'll have to do the detailing in my off time. I really like it. I really like how this whole area is coming out. Keep in mind that this is just the Mario circuits. And a battle course. Like, this is just the SNES Mario circuits, and they're looking pretty fine so far. Can't wait to connect these two. And then, like, I don't know who else has been here from the beginning, but I've started Remix Mario Circuit up here. We might need to get the map in. Let's get the map and update the looks. This is not going to look like too much just yet, thanks to the fact that it's mostly just outline. Let's see how much we can get here. Yeah, we'll have to do a zoom in map too. Is there anything to update over here? Nope. I love how I can pick up that row of yellow, but not the row of light blue. Alright, let's update the Mario Circuit 4 area. It's getting there. You know what? I kind of want to. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make a double chest right here. And I'm going to put, like, maps in here. I'm a little, you know, distracted. What's this? Oh, that's mud? Is that just deep brown colored terra? I don't even know what texture that is. I'll have to look into that later. Chest, trapped chest. Oh wait, what are these? Waxed oxidized copper chest. What's the difference on these? I'll look into that again. Look into some of this stuff later. here we are. Empty map. So let's start. Where would this end up? Wait. Okay. So that's one. So let's just make some treasure chests. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's put the treasure chest in a bit more of a established area, right here with the shout out podium. I'm gonna need a few maps. Paint. Then we'll make a little broad map area. Let's try right here. Ooh, very nice. This is gonna be a little awkward too because like I have to do all these. We'll think of something. I'll do the Mario Circuit area for now. Yep, that should be good. Here, you know what? Let's go right. Let's go right over here and make a giant map wall. I know, I'm getting very distracted on it, and I'm pretty much using this time to do something else, but it's fine. No, I know how I want to do this. My autistic ass has an idea. Maybe it will do maps of just each general area as opposed to trying to make it one big thing, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can even get into this. I'm not trying to jump the gun just yet. And now I'm gonna need an item frame. At least I think. Let's do a little bit more sorting here. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need this anymore. Still do need that. Don't need the cooked chicken or the pork chop. That was a gag. Black terracotta I'm still gonna need. White terracotta I need. This I don't need at the moment. Grass I'm gonna need. Need this, definitely need this. Need that, need that, need that. And I'm gonna need that. So yeah, I'm gonna need all of these are the Mario Circuit materials. So move all of that. Let's grab the maps and start making something out of it. See how we're going to build this. And then this one is here. So this will be a map of like the circuit area in general. Whoops. I'm not making a jigsaw puzzle out of this. I will update them as they get finished. So the Mario Circuit 4 one might have to wait for just a little bit, because I feel like if I do a map right here, it's going to catch some of the Mario Circuit 4. Whoops. Alright, let's start with that. Would you rather work for Tails or the Chaotix? Oof. Well, with the Chaotix, it would be like non-stop fun with those three. But Tails is a genius and probably a lot more put together and could probably actually afford to pay somebody. For stability purposes, I'd have to say Tails. Because let's be 100% honest, Vector's not getting very far in his field. Perfect. Let's put this one over here. I'm missing one. I forgot to put the, I should probably actually consider doing an ender chest instead. Yeah, I'm gonna do an ender chest because that would probably be a little easier. Yeah, it's smaller, but at least I can use it over here as well in case I make a mistake. So this one goes here. Alright, so now we need to just go to the corner of Mario Circuit 2. That map is going to look really nice when it's all zoomed in as opposed to the zoomed out version. Very You know what? Screw it. Let's just... So I need one right about here. Yeah, we're going to need to update this one, but at the very least... Yeah, I could do that. Let's go up here. Very nice. Yeah, these maps will get updated over time. Pretty sure you just have to bring it over, the respective map over to the area that gets in, like, changed up. But at least now this gives us a full look. Yeah, that actually looks quite nice. It looks very Mario Circuity, that's for certain. Goal achieved. And then for the time being, we'll put the maps in the picture frame in there. Don't need that. Wasn't there one more? Oh yeah, it was the white terracotta. Whoops. There we go. All right, let's actually get some work done. Let's just let's see what we can do with this part. I want to maybe finish on the connecting road at least. So in order to do that, I would like to at least get this straightaway done. That'll go up to, I think about this red right here. Damn, wrong direction again. That's about 7 dirt blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that extends all the way to I believe this yellow right here. Now we connect to that. There we go. And then on the top area, there are, starts at about, the straight starts about here. Okay, so, and then how many dirt blocks are we talking? 11, but, well, 10. Because that's the trim. Alright, and then... Oh, it doesn't, it just starts curving. Oh, there we go, perfect. Alright, let's make this, let's finish up this area and then connect it to Mario Circuit 1 for the sake of doing something a little more interesting than just the track itself. My brother also has friends over, so that's, if you hear any voices in the background, that's probably them. I also make trim in areas that are not in the original, just to indicate where original road is versus new road that I'm making. So we're gonna make a little bit of a trim section in this corner, so that we have the indication, and then we're gonna connect Mario Circuit 1 to Mario Circuit 4, which shouldn't be that hard. Right? Let's fill all this in. I'm gonna get this part done. If I go over 8 o'clock, that's fine. We're just gonna get this part done, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. And then, like, probably sometime next week, I'm gonna post the plans for February. Stream and all. Because there's a little, because I'm going back to my usual stuff, I just want to communicate some game plans. I have the next few games for stream all planned out. So hopefully next month we can either finish or get really close to finishing Metroid Prime. And then we're going to start the next game from there. And I have 2 games after that that I want to play. So look forward to all that. And then once Mario Party is done, and possibly even Mario Galaxy, the backlog breakthrough will begin. Just not entirely sure what we'll start with. Let's all remember that if the Team Chaotix didn't come back in Sonic Heroes, they probably, who knows when or if they would have come back at all. I'm so glad they did, though, because goddamn, they are some of the most entertaining Sonic characters. Alright, we're going to work around this. Oh, right, this is also good. Whoops. Jackson's Channel 27. Hey, Barton, and hello to you. I have seen your work on Mario Circuit 1. That looks very impressive, and I can't wait to see what more you do. Unfortunately, you are kind of catching the tail end of the stream where I'm doing one more little bit to Mario Circuit 4 here before I call it for the day. But I can imagine that with the way that people have enjoyed this, this could probably be the end of February's stream as well, as opposed to racing games. I'm actively working on Donut Plains 1. Awesome. Honestly, like I was saying earlier, your takes feel very custom track built. Like, they give off custom track energy from, like, Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 8, and I think that's so cool. Whereas what I'm doing is I'm more targeting the original layouts and the original designs of each track. But there is no right or wrong way to do things. By the way, Mario Circuit 4 is looking spicy. Alright. So, we're going to first make... I'm going to start it here. Yeah, I think that will be good. So this will be where the road will start. Again, this is gonna look really cool when like more tracks get added. But my big thing is that like in my spare time, I'm 100% just gonna go like I'm just gonna free roam the place and like run along each track and like run to each location. All right. I made a perfect road of 10 by 10 block road. I'm also doing the OG layouts for every track, except for some tracks where I like one of the remakes better. That's from Goomzalal. Yeah, again, that's also kind of what I'm doing. I'm targeting which ones I like the most, or which ones I feel like are the ones most worthy to be recreated. Something like Bowser Castle 4, I might mix in some of the original layout with some of the remix ideas. Like, what I'm probably going to do for that one is I'm going to retain the background details of Tour's version, because it's on the edge of the castle, so I'm going to make that part of the castle destroyed and open. But I'm going to like mix the layouts elevation changes with the original layout. So Bowser Castle 4 will be an interesting challenge. I'm going to say that, okay, so for the road here, So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Jackson Channel, I'm gonna add glider sections to every SNES Mario circuit so it feels more modern. Honestly, again, like that's what I wanna. I'm excited to see what kind of changes that you come up with individually for tracks. Between layout elevations or glider additions, or even if you're gonna go for it, underwater changes. Like, I really do like the idea of people going wild with certain ideas in older tracks that never had them. Like new gliding sections. Or hell, even in the context of Mario Kart 8, some of the custom tracks that add in some anti-gravity are freaking amazing. Yoshi Desert was one of them that I saw. Banshee Boardwalk did. Like, I know there was I think a YouTuber named, or a content creator named Fat Cat did a variation of Banshee Boardwalk. Looks phenomenal. Let's see. Oops. Oh, perfect. Nice. There. A little bit of a zigzag road to Mario Circuit 1. I'll update the maps once I'm done stream, which will be once I'm done decorating the trim for this road. Get everything done here, and then I'll call it a stream. Unfortunately, that fire alarm did cut a little bit of time, but, you know, it happens. Just hopefully it doesn't happen very often. I am okay. There was no emergency. It was just some guys cooking on the 6th floor again. Would not be the first time. Yeah, we got a little bit of work to do here. Man, I'm good at making roads on my own. I gotta give myself a little bit of credit here. Chances are I will probably end up finishing up Mario Circuit 4 in my free time. And then next time I stream this for the channel, we will start going in a direction. I will hold another poll that will go on for February, and we can decide which direction we want to go in from there. Because we're going west, that's why we have to build Mario Circuit 4. But after that, we have to decide whether or not we're going to go straight forward to 3DS Mario Circuit, northwest towards Wii U Mario Circuit, or southwest towards Wii's Mario Circuit. And each of those is going to lead into a completely different area, to a degree. Northwest and straight west are pretty much both going to end up going towards the mountainous region. One of them is just going towards the candy mountainous area, like Choco Mountain, Choco Island, Sweet Sweet Canyon, places like that. And going straight west is going to go towards Piranha Plant Pipeline, which is going to prove some challenge because that's within a mountain, and just beside it is Rock Mountain. For my courses, they are their own separate world. Yeah, understandable. Like this idea, I don't even know if Minecraft is going to be able to handle all what I want to build. It would not surprise me if it didn't. So we'll see how far this goes, but I look forward to seeing what you create out of your ideas, my friend. Again, like I've said before, the community tab will be 100% open for anybody who wants to share their creations so that others can see and that I can see, because trust me, I'm open. I love to see this stuff. All right. That's not bad. All right. So now oh, whoops, I missed a white one there. All right. Whoops. So somewhere around here, it's going to transition to the red. And then this will all be red trimmed to match Mario Circuit 1. But already looking pretty nice. And then right here. Perfect. Looking good, baby. And then I'll work the trim from that side over to here. A little bit of a quiet ending, but it's also been, it hasn't been too busy of a stream either, but that's okay. Once this stream is over, keep an eye out for the next poll. That'll dictate which direction we go in next. I'm gonna probably end up doing like my own thing that's separate from the streams. I've so far started going north, but I myself, like just for Remix Mario Circuit, because I really want to do that one. But in my direction, I might start going east towards the Peach section, because I would like to see how that's going to go. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then we can do this side as well. And this is all going to line up perfectly. Not you. I'll have to add some extra decor to the side roads as well here. Maybe some trees and such. Oh, crap. Damn it, what happened here? How did I miss that? Okay, maybe this isn't lining up exactly, but meh. No, seriously, what happened there? How did I do that? No? Okay. Well, mistakes were made. Damn, it doesn't match completely, but whatever, I'm not here for that. At least it lines up here. Very nice. So I'll probably finish up Mario Circuit in my own time. I've got a lot of time to do it. And then we'll start going west from here in stream. As for me, I will probably finish up Mario Circuit 3 completely off screen. Like, I'll start it and do it off screen. And then once the entirety of the Mario Circuits are done, expect a photo. Because honestly, these look beautiful so far. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's stream though. Let's just update the maps. Yes, I am 100% stalling. Okay, you know what? So that one doesn't need it, that one doesn't need it, that one doesn't, that one doesn't. Nope. This one does. Oh, wait, it already did. Oh, interesting. I'm wondering, does it... It can't do that on its own, yeah? Well, that's the case. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright guys, some solid work today. Mario Circuit 4 is just about, almost like, we did a lot of good work. I feel like if not for that, if not for the fact that the fire alarm in my building went off, we probably could have gotten this one done. But unfortunately we didn't, but 2/3 of the way there. I'd say even 3/4 really. Yeah, that's solid. Mario Circuit 4, we gave Mario Circuit 4 its due. The due that Nintendo refuses to give it. And then we've connected it So we've got 3 Mario circuits now connected, and we just have to do the last one. And by we, I mean me. In any case, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's stream. Tune in shortly after for the poll, and tune in within the next week for the February plans for the channel. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.